Well, hello guys, it's Billal here, and I have just finished a coaching session with a very senior leader on one of the top 5 consultancy firms who's encountered a major crisis. I'm just listening to this music actually in between sessions because it refreshes me. That's all about my energy, but anyway, you're getting an insight into my desk here. But I wanted to share this because this particular leader opened up something I think is so critical to all of us when we encounter crisis, encounter challenge. And we're only a day, an hour, a moment away from a crisis. You're guaranteed a crisis. I wanted to share the lessons in terms of coping with crisis. It's so important that we learn to cope with crisis. And it's relevant to public speaking, it's relevant to personal development, personal growth, because we need to learn to reframe crisis if we are to continue as leaders, if we're to make impact, whether you're a business person, whether you're an exec, whatever it is you're doing. Even in your own relationships, you need to learn how to navigate crisis. So the question is, how? And I was discussing these particular principles with my client just now, and I thought this is going to be valuable for everyone in this group, and it's a nice way of giving you some value, something that's actionable and that you can implement immediately. And the first principle that we shared, that we talked about, was on the road towards success, the service stations are all failure. I'll say that again. The road to success is marred with failure. If you do not fail in your life, in your relationships, in your business, in your career, you're guaranteed not trying hard enough. You're not taking the risks. So accepting that failure and crisis and challenge and anxiety is going to be part of your journey. And once we understand that, it then becomes all about how we manage and place a frame around these challenges. And it's really important to understand the value of framing, because if you're one of these people who allows the failure to define you, what happens is you're stuck at that service station. And if you've been to a service station in the UK, I can guarantee you do not want to stay there. They are stuck. They're not very nice places, a bit like airports in the north of England. They're a bit grimy. So what I'm going to recommend, number one, stop staying stuck and really understand the journey element. It's transitional. It's not permanent. It's something that will come and go. So when we understand that, we're not defined by our schooling, our college education, our university education, our professional education. We are a continuation. So the connection between identity, who we see ourselves as, is not defined by one moment. I really want to emphasize that. If you fail on stage, or you trip up on a word in a meeting, or you have a difficult moment in a relationship or in a family matter or whatever it is, it does not define you. It's illogical. It's just that your emotional response is to make it memorable. You have to fight that. So step one is all about understanding the connection between identity and events, and then choosing how you want to shape it. And the second element that I discussed just now was it's a must-have that you get through it. You don't know how you're going to get through it, but you make a commitment. It's a bit like saying I was trying to climb a mountain back in 2019 and saying to myself, I'm just going to give it a go. That wasn't going to get me up that mountain. It wasn't going to help me scale a peak in blizzard conditions, -15. In February with snow all over the place, in darkness, when people were turning back. It wasn't going to get me to the summit, guys. And the thing that got me to the summit was a must-have approach. A must-do approach. It's a must. It's not negotiable. We have to find a way. And that's the same thing when it comes to your crisis. You need to have a must deal approach. This is not a negotiable, it's a must have. There's determination in that. That's what creates the traction. That's what creates the creativity. That's what creates the commitment. That's what creates the determination, the resilience, the power, the consistency, especially when there's crisis. Step 3 is the final point, and that is to relax whilst you remain inside of turbulence. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to have emotional difficulty. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have all those things. But we have to try to relax as we endure, as we develop endurance, because success, remember, is a journey. It takes time. So patience, determination, consistency, again and again. And remember that identity, the envelope of what I've just talked about, is not defined by that one moment. I hope this is a super useful video. I just thought it was incredibly brilliant. I'm going to put that music back on as I refresh before I go out and do a couple of my other tasks. But this is from my heart to yours. Loads of love. Hope this has been useful. Take care. To your success.